Hey guys, so we're going to do a really quick, straight into the point demonstration of the online battle mapping system that we're going to be using for the online D&D game. It's called Owlbear Rodeo. Owlbear.rodeo is the URL. For those of you who aren't familiar, the owlbear is a cross between an owl and a bear. Mind-blowing, right? And it's a classic D&D monster going back to the 70s, so it kind of fits the retro feel the name does. But the reason I like Owlbear Rodeo as opposed to Foundry or Roll20 or even Fantasy Grounds, um, I like Owlbear Rodeo for a few reasons. The really short version is it's just the lightest, easiest way, in my opinion, to get people to be able to visualize what's on a board. Um, like on a battle map, so you could see where your character is, where your allies are, where the enemies are, where the pits of lava are, if that's a thing in your given environment. It's just a really easy way to do it. You click a link, it brings you into a browser. The entire Owlbear Rodeo system is browser based. You don't have to download anything, you don't need to install anything, you don't need to pay for anything, you don't even need to register an account. It's kind of similar if you've ever played those Jackbox games where like you log into a phone or log in via your phone to like a smart TV or a computer and like you and your friends play together, like those party games. It's kind of like that, except a little more robust. Um, so there's a link in the general channel of our Discord server, the old school D&D server. You click it, it will bring you to our room. This link should work for the duration of our game. If this link ever changes for any reason, I will update it for you. So click there, and it will bring you into our room. You'll recognize that it's the correct room because you'll see the fortress in the background, which this has sort of become like our unofficial logo, if you will. So it'll ask for you to join the room, erase whatever it gives you for a name, because it'll give you something random like Hydra or Fire Elemental or Satyr or whatever. Just erase that. Put your character's name or your real name. I do not care which you use, but I need you to put something that lets me recognize you. Because otherwise, when you click Ask to Join, I'm not going to know if it said like Hydra or Fire Elemental. I don't know who that is. I'm not admitting them to the room because spammers and bots and all that, right? So just put something there where I recognize it. Ask to join. I will get a pop-up box on my window, which for the record, I'm running a separate instance of Owlbear Rodeo in my main browser. That's why I'm running incognito here, just to show you what the player interface looks like. Everything you're seeing here is obviously just for the players. It's not the Dungeon Master version. You don't have to worry about that. So you log in. This is just a rough demo room, so don't get too hung up on how sparse it looks. This is just to show you some of the basics. By default, you'll be able to left click, move your camera around, use your scroll bar on your mouse, in and out. You can actually get in pretty close if you wanted to for some reason. And this is also how you move your piece. So generally, I'll try to have all the pieces, all the tokens that represent characters or bad guys or whatever. I'll try to have them labeled. This is Laipa, this is Sarah's Wood Elf Thief. So to move a figure, you just left click it and drag it. It's really simple. Just be aware you can move technically any piece on the board. Please do not do that. Please only move your own piece, and please only move your piece when it's appropriate to do so. It's going to get really confusing if people are just moving around other people's pieces or moving around bad guys, or if they're just like zipping their piece around the board like that. That's going to get really distracting. So please do not do that to the other players or to me. Just for one quick second, I want to just show you guys. Keep your eyes focused on this, on bad guy. I'm going to move it using the Dungeon Master version. So when someone else moves a piece, you can see who's moving it, right? So this also makes it really easy to tell if someone's moving the correct piece or not. And the reason it's important is because if you're going through a dungeon that's trapped and you grab someone else's piece by accident and you move them through an area of the dungeon that I had a trap planned for, it's not fair to that player that they're the ones who fall into the pit trap or whatever because you moved the wrong piece, right? So it's for fairness to everyone. Please only touch your piece and please only move your piece. And obviously, if you're a character with animal companions, you can move your animal companions too, again, when it makes sense. But Beyond that, there's only 2 other tools you have to really know how to use in here. So you select different tools from this right-hand panel. There is a measurement tool. You click here, and then I personally prefer the movement category tool. So if you want to measure movement, speed, or distance between 2 places, you just, again, you click this, you click that, and then if you want to see how far Laiba is from the bad guy, you just left click, drag, about 10 feet. Or if you wanted to actually move Laiba up to the bad guy, you just left click Laiba, move, and it tells you 10 feet to the bad guy. There you go. Or let's pretend there's a door over here and Laiba wants to escape because the bad guy's like really strong or something. It's 55, 60, 55 feet, somewhere around there I would call it. So you can measure distances like that too. Lastly, there is a pointer tool. Left click, and then if you want to draw attention to something, like let's pretend there's something down here, you could be like, hey guys, what's this? Pretty easy. There's some other tools up here too. There's the clock, which represents the in-game time. I'll keep track of that. That's like what time it is in universe. So if you're attacking a fortress at 5 a.m. or something, it'll say 5 a.m. and I'll track passage of time. This is just for you guys to have that as a tool. There's a calendar right here. This is our custom calendar that I developed, and I imported it into Owlbear Rodeo. The only thing that's not correct with it is, this obviously isn't the correct date. I haven't set it yet. But like the months and the names of the days of the week and the year, all this is correct. There are 3 moons on the planet, with the planet, as you guys know. It won't let me change the colors though. So like Celestine is supposed to be purple, not Nocturna. So don't get too hung up on the colors, but there are 3 moons. There are, these are their names. This is all correct, right? And I'll have this set up a little bit more before the game starts. Lastly, there's a die roller. You click dice. You can change the color of the dice that you use by clicking the D20 at the top. Let's go with white, just so it's easily read. And then you can choose what you want to roll. So D4, D6, D8, D10, D12, D20, D percentile. So let's say you want to roll 1 D20. You left click the D20 1 time. That gives you 1. That means you're rolling 1 D20, and you can see it right here. You click roll. There you go, 9. And this will give me on my screen a pop-up showing who rolled what and when they rolled it. And also goes into a roll history log that I'm able to look at as well. So there's accountability for who rolled what when. If you want to roll 2 D20, you click it twice. See, 2, and there's 2. You click roll. If you want to roll a D6 and a D8, you just click the D6 and the D8, 1 and 1. You click roll, and you get the idea. It's really self-explanatory. Clear. When you're done with the die roller, you can just get rid of it by clicking the dice button again. That is it, and that is really all you need to know for this. There will be an explanation, obviously, in-game as well. Don't think this is going to be your only chance to learn how to do this. This is just an extra video I wanted to make, for an extra tool, or if you guys need a refresher or something like that. But as always, if there's any questions, feel free to ask. Thanks.